Really bad news for Israel and the United States today, and this is probably the worst news they could have gotten this year. Days ago, when the U.S. bombed the nuclear sites in Fordo, everyone thought this was it. The Iran nuclear program is done. It's abolished. President Trump came out and said this. Turns out days later, with intelligence and satellite photos, that strike didn't do anything. Actually, it probably made everything worse, with the Russians, North Koreans, and Chinese even saying that now they might supply Iran with nuclear weapons as a deterrent, because the Americans got involved. If you're wondering this, take a look at this photo right here. You see, days before the attack, the Iranians placed dirt and soil at the beginning of the entrance and exits of these nuclear facilities, making them very hard to attack and absorbing most of the impact. Also, the Iranians have said that they evacuated the sites days before, like they obviously would have, fearing an attack by the United States. And the satellite images of trucks and a convoy of uranium, they say, leaving the compound, shows that the U.S. strike was a complete failure and a waste of time. Nuclear programs are not destroyed, as said by Russia, China, and North Korea. They might get nuclear weapons anyway, said by Russia, China, and North Korea. The U.S. is now involved, and all hell is breaking loose. A terrible decision by President Trump.
Salute to the people of Iran. I congratulate you on your victory against the Zionist entity. All I've got to say is everyone knows that this very easily could have spiraled into World War III. Instead, we now have an end to this conflict, and Israel failed to achieve their goals. No regime change. Iran's nuclear program still stands, and also Israel was completely humiliated, and their Iron Dome is now greatly depleted. So I say congratulations to all of you, and also I hope to visit the Islamic Republic of Iran very soon.
Mr. Netanyahu has long wanted to fight Iran because that way he can stay in office forever and ever. I mean, he's been there most of the last 20 years. But I think we should be trying to diffuse it. And I hope President Trump will do that. I hope anybody there will do that. We've got to stop. We've got to convince our friends in the Middle East that we'll stand with them and try to protect them. But choosing undeclared wars in which the primary victims are civilians who are not politically involved one way or the other, or just want to live decent lives, is not a very good solution. Do I think that we have to try to stop Iran from having a nuclear weapon? I do. I tried at that, and we had some success. But we don't have to have all this outright, constant killing of civilians who can't defend themselves, and they just want a chance to live.
Cheering for Iran. Iran, we are cheering you on. We are cheering for you. We're loving your work. We want you to stay focused. Stay focused. Hold on. Hang in there. We're working out how to bring some help to you.
Anyone else remember Iran discovered 7,000 tons of a very rare, very fucking expensive metal-like material called antimony? Antimony? Yeah, this material is worth approximately trillions of dollars. Yeah, but I'm sure America wants to bring democracy. Oh, excuse me for all you haters. The United States of America wants to bring democracy to the world. Of course not. It's about the natural resources, man. Obviously, all right? Get your mind right. This is a war of resources, nothing more. And the narrative war, of course, too. So don't get it twisted. The United States of America has 750 military bases around the world. You know, 90% of those bases engulf Iran. Yeah, well, now you do. Anyway, free Palestine, baby. Free Iran. Let's go.
I'm so excited because Iran is a nation of 90 million people that believe in the coming of the Mahdi. 90 million people who are ready to lay down their lives for al-Mahdi. That's right. They're beautiful people, the Iranians. Don't see them starting no war with nobody. Ask Mr. Trump. In the history of Iran, Show me where they attacked some other nation trying to take their wealth as you do, as America does. Show it to me. See, when you know the truth, see, can't nobody punk you unless you just want to be a punk. Don't you want to stand up like that? Yes, sir. Don't you want to be a man like that? Yes, sir. I ain't bowing down to nobody, but I'm on my way to the pinnacle of power in this white man's world.
Donald Trump this week decided to actually prove how, in terms of being one of the most dependent world leaders, he can actually be always he always irrational to make an informed decision. But the world this time stood with Iran, because we all know these shenanigans of actually that Iran is actually almost in enriching, almost reaching, in uranium enrichment. Just a few weeks, few months, or just few last steps are remaining. We'll know during the Obama time, he actually talked about the same. During the first administration of Donald Trump, he actually talked about the same of the fact that America thinks they can control what other countries do. So people have rose up, people have spoke out against these narcissistic behavior of Donald Trump. You all know the last time somebody tries to actually speak against the United States of America, we all see, they are actually labeled as rebel, as people who don't follow actually, people, it's like they feel these are kind of people that actually don't know how to live, How many times has Benjamin Netanyahu, the Prime Minister of Israel, told the world that Iran is actually almost in completion of nuclear weapon, and I like the fact that people stood out this time. We have seen the videos that have preceded, people actually speaking against it, and how the Iran was actually pushing the military campaign, and it's just a good attract, it attracted a lot of people, those Iranian tweets. Yeah. Now, US decided to go and bomb Iran, but actually it's like Iran had received a military intelligence to actually move those items out of those nuclear bunkers. So these guys flew all the way from the United States of America, flew their birds to Iran and go and bomb an empty site. Okay, the thing is, there's a president, actually, I think it was former President Biden, when actually Biden was, I think, still young. There was an interview where he said that Iran is fond of doing, no, not Iran, but Israel is fond, it's always doing Americans' bidding in the Middle East. And the fact that America decided to go and support Israel in actually annihilating another country proves how Trump doesn't think before he acts. We've seen what Israel has done to Afghanistan. Is it not? To Pakistan. Is it Pakistan? Okay, like the Israel and the Hamas. We'll see how Palestine has been actually, bombed to the ground. Hospital, citizens, children's, pregnant women, all the people in the society. And the fact that, we can blame all, I tend like this. I tend to look this thing in two ways. We all know the radicalization of actually the Islam, the Islamic extremists, of which some of them, they're trying to actually fight for their rights. Do you remember the story of Gaddafi? Actually, there's one of the politicians try to talk about it. How Gaddafi wanted to actually unite, the African continent. But the US thought this is actually a threat. US thought, or Obama actually, thought that this guy, when he rose, it will be the end, of American influence in Africa. There are people like Abraham Traore, they're actually speaking against, the US influence. Now, one of the black skin American general, what does he go ahead and label the guy, and from all the data I've gathered from online, is that Iran, or the most Asian or most Arabic countries, they trade in euros, and it's always America that feels threatened by the power of euros. You have seen how many countries have stood with Iran in actually this war. It means that the guy, or the Iran, or the people, or the world is tired of US influence. These are guys that will just sit down, the president actually will just sit down and decide, oh, I'm gonna bomb this country A, I'm gonna drop a bomb in country B. Who gave you the permission? Right? Who gave you the permission? Now I think all the time, it's proving, things that doing, it's proving that you're actually not the right person. America did bad. Let's look at back what's happening in the home. There are people who are against Donald Trump. The people who are against decisions, the law passed by the Republicans, the executive orders put inside, executive orders executed by Donald Trump. So tell me in the comment what you think about this video.